The humidity is so insanely high, I have like water running down my face. So I almost wish it would rain because that would be cooler. Hey everyone, I'm Kit. This week is going to take a little bit of backstory. 13 years ago, almost exactly, Creature and I got married. And so of course this year, what we wanted to do for our anniversary was go backpacking together. It's looking to be a tiny bit of an interesting trip because there's a lot of rain forecasted, but we have all of the gear, we can have the mindset, we are going to enjoy ourselves regardless, because there is nothing better than being in the woods, and it will be an interesting challenge to stay dry. We'll be going to the Deam Wilderness and taking a very similar loop to the one that Terrill and I did a couple weeks back. But we'll be taking our time a little bit more because we have a whole long weekend with 2 nights to spread out, check out some different campsites. Creature's very excited to hunt for geodes, and we'll just enjoy spending our time together, just the 2 of us. We are at the trailhead. It is currently only barely sprinkling, and there are a lot more cars here than I was expecting given the weather forecast. So we're going to just head out and hope for the best with weather and with campsite availability. But this is one of the less popular trails, so I'm crossing my fingers we'll get the site we wanted. Leases so much. Okay, it's attached to the pack. In the pack, pack cover on, and my sticks configured, and then I'll be ready. I think we're all packed up and ready to go. What do you think? I thought they were spotted.
Yeah, see those white spots on it? The spots take time to develop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they were hiding under the grass blades from the angle.
Oh, yeah. So I'm not 100% sure. Only doing mushrooms you can't 100% confidently identify, but pretty sure that's a skill you guys do.
Alright. It's very colorful though.
Oh, yeah.
Feels like a jungle down here. Starting to hear the rain. Well, almost 9/10 of a mile in, taking another little break at an undesignated campsite you might recognize from a previous video. The rain has only appeared in extremely brief spatters, but the humidity is so insanely high, I have like water running down my face. So I almost wish it would rain because that would be cooler. I'm wet anyway. My rain jacket would do nothing against this. Very glad that I packed extra dry clothes for this trip. Stream crossing with geodes, and Creature is delighted. Yeah. It's a good drawing rock.
Yeah, it's got a good weight to it. I like this one.
Okay.
This one is heart-shaped.
What's the geode count right now? 2?
One big one, one little one. So we reached campsite 2 right when we really needed a sit break and maybe a very late lunch break. But this is also looking like when weather is starting to roll in a little more. So
Yeah, it's just got a little dark.
yeah, I don't know what we should do at this point. I don't particularly feel like opening up stuff in my pack and exposing it to elements, but we're also in a very open spot right here where we will get extra wet when it starts raining. Yeah, there keep consistently being little raindrops, and the vibe is moody, ominous. So we're packing up and moving on along. It'll be better to just make it to where we're actually going to set up camp and get under shelter there. So this is definitely a trail surface. So, the rain has lightened up but is still going. We have reached campsite 4. I have a hot spot on my foot I need to take care of, and my phone's USB port got a little damp. No worries, my phone can automatically turn it off to avoid damage, but that does mean my audio might be a little off until we're drier. I'm very glad to be here. I'm glad it's just a nice light summer shower now. I'm as wet as I could be at this point, honestly, but my pack seems to have stayed mostly dry, so time to relax, get a little more comfortable, and set up camp and eat. Surprise! Good morning, campers. As you may have been able to guess by the way the last of yesterday evening's footage was going, it was going to be and was a pretty rough evening. It took until this morning for my phone's USB port to dry all the way out, and I was very anxious about completely killing my battery because I couldn't charge with it damp either. And I'm not entirely sad I missed filming because we were just soggy, exhausted, having difficulty finding good hang spots and having to move hammocks multiple times, setting up a finicky tandem system, getting bit by mosquitoes. I had a cinch buckle threaded incorrectly and didn't catch it, and so made a quick acquaintance with the ground, thankfully uninjured, but that was very nerve-wracking. And overall, I'm glad that's over with. It's a nice morning. It's gray and misty, but not raining. And the hope is that it won't rain much today either. So we're going to take our time this morning, enjoying filtering water, making breakfast. We've already had our morning caffeinated beverages. And we'll eventually break camp and start up the hill, wrapping all the way around the ridge and then heading up Terrill Ridge to the Terrill Ridge Pond, where that's hopefully where we're camping tonight. Attempting to hang dry some of our garments with only moderate success. So much faster.
with how nice this collection spot is, I'm inclined to absolutely top off all our bottles before we leave and have both of the collection bags full of dirty water. And then when we cross the stream on the top edge of Sycamore, before we hit Terrill, top off again anything that we've used so that we can delay or completely avoid pond water. So, despite the fact that we got this tandem system last fall, this is the first time we've actually spent a whole night using it. We've done hangs this close before, but we just happened to have a multi-trunked tree, and so we didn't end up needing to use the tandem bars. We got the system that Eno makes. They're basically just two little spreader bars that you put on the continuous loops at the ends of each end of the hammock to hold them just apart. And as you can see, we are quite close. That's Creature's knee right there.
Hello.
So upsides of tandem hanging, being very close. It's nice to be able to talk easily or like press hands together through the bug netting or just feel close and affectionate. It's nice when we're in situations like this where there were only 2 good trees with the correct spacing, no overwhelming amounts of poison ivy around them, and no obstacles underneath that the hammocks would bump into, and no small saplings nearby that would impede the ability to pitch the tarp. It also lets us share the giant 12 by 12 tarp. So yeah, those are all positives of the tandem system, but one of the major downsides is that motion transfers like crazy. If either one of us gets out, the other one goes down very far. As yeah, thank you for helping, Creature.
You're welcome.
Creature's demonstrating how moving, please. So after my surprise acquaintance with the ground last night, that is a little more anxiety inducing than it might be normally. So I'm looking forward to finding a better pitch solution where we don't have to use these bars tonight. But for that, we'll have to stop lollygagging about and start getting actually ready to leave camp.
We are getting the last few things in the packs now. And then we're going to hit the trail. We've got a long uphill and then some wiggly bits as we finish out Sycamore, and then we'll be turning right on Terrill Ridge Road and heading north up into the pond. We ready?
I'm going to take that as a no.
Yeah, fidgeting with my load left just for a sec.
Okay.
There we go. Well, I should be able to read on this leg of the journey, but yeah, we're good.
Okay, let's get going then. I don't know that this climb is any easier doing it fresh this time, because I'm definitely more physically miserable from the wet. And starting as my warm-up, going straight up is a little much on the stiff muscles, but we're already a quarter of the way up, and we did that pretty fast, so I'm hopeful that just taking reasonable breathers and keeping on going, it won't take too long for us to get all the way up the hill, because that's just the first part of what we're doing today.
So, we've reached campsite 5. Time for a long rest break and lunch. We're both feeling pretty rough, but as of right now, we're still determined to push on. So, just taking a breather. We do still have lots of time left in the day. It's just been a rough start. Starting with the hill, starting wet,
starting with not a rest day in between the hikes. We wanted to try it out, but it is definitely a new experience. So, yeah, it's pretty here though. Feeling a lot more chipper after resting for a minute, taking some time to be flat on my ground pad. And I had a nice phone call with my parents. I called to wish my dad happy Father's Day and Mom happy early birthday. And it was very cheering to chat with them for a little bit. So, Creature's taking her turn on the mat right now. Topping off our water is progressing. While this creek is lovely and this bag is so much easier to use that this would be heaven by the standards of our Bloodroot Trail trip, we are missing the creek we had this morning in comparison. It was the perfect creek to filter from. But this will still be fresher than the pond water tonight, so we're loading up everything and topping off as much as possible. And we're over halfway to the campsite, so it's been once we finish the hill, a nice easy afternoon. As per usual, All Trails is lying to us about distances, but we have finally made it to Terrill Ridge Road. This time, we turn right. We made it. This is a very pretty campsite. And it was a pretty little piece of road up to here. Exhaustion hit me like a truck partway through dinner. So it was a real slog finishing up camp chores. But I'm finally cozy in my hammock. I kissed my wife goodnight. Now I get to hang out and listen to my friend Frogs and read for a while before falling asleep and starting a new day. Well, that's certainly a lot of bullfrogs.
Huh?
That is certainly a lot of bullfrogs.
Sure is.
And other frogs.
Good morning. The frogs at this pond were extremely noisy neighbors last night. It was charming and fun for a while, but less so at 1 a.m. But I did get some good sleep eventually, and it's been a very nice, cool, breezy, overcast morning. Creature encouraged me to drink my coffee in the hammock, which was an incredibly luxurious experience. And we've both just been intermittently packing away little bits of things and then taking rest breaks again. But it's about time to make the final push of packing up everything and saying bye to this campsite before we hike on out, straight south down Terrill Ridge to the car. Okay, we are finally packed up and ready. We didn't video any of it because it was sprinkling to light rain through most of the pack up, but the skies have cleared and we are ready to roll. Well, this was definitely a learn things trip more than a having fun trip. But we did learn things.
Yeah.
And learning things means we can have more fun next time.
And I did have a blast looking for rocks.
You did. You did. And we both had fun listening to the frogs for the first hour or so. And I loved filling up in the Sycamore Branch Creek.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
It is a gorgeous place. But while we planned and looked ahead and rechecked weather for safety, we were testing how we felt about just hiking in rain in general. And
not good.
Yeah, I did not understand how backpacking, getting absolutely drenched the very first night, was going to tank my morale consistently through the rest of the trip.
Our socks are horrifying.
Oh God. So yeah, we are going to test some better strategies for mitigating all of that in the future, but also be more willing to adjust plans for a more fun trip when we want to have just a fun trip.
Yeah.
But that's all over with for now, because now we get to head home, take showers,
yes,
and have pizza and beer.
Pizza! malo.
The frog's meow, side note. There he goes.